Hi and welcome to another Type With Me. In this video I will talk about alpine.js, a tiny JavaScript framework that is ideal for tiny little websites that don't need a very big framework as such. I want to see how this framework works and what we can do with it, how you set it up and so on. So let's go. So Alpinejs, it's a rugged, minimal framework for composing JavaScript behavior in your markup. Like we see here in GitHub, you see that it has a lot of information there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to install it with npm and we are going to use it within our application. I will try to use it with TypeScript because that's what my role is about, right? And then we're gonna see when we compile it to JavaScript how it will react upon our HTML page. We will create a very basic tab system where we can click on one tab or another tab and then display some content regarding to it. Right? Great, let's go. So we do yarn add alpine.js, right? Great. Then here we can very easily do import alpine.js. Then I do a build. Great. Now I also need to have an HTML page, right? So I create an index.html. So one of the things that I'm now going to do is to add here an index.html page, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the examples within the index.html page, and then you will see how it will react and what we can do with it. But it's basically to very easily use templating within your HTML page without having a lot of complexity within your JavaScript or TypeScript file, right? So first thing that we're going to try out is a modal. So here you see that Xdata is having an open that is false in the first place. And when you click on open dropdown, you do open equals true, right? And then we only show the HTML when xShow is open, and then when you click away from this element, you will close the dropdown. It's very easy, right? And you write your logic a little bit within your HTML itself. So when we take to the result, you will see that when we click on open dropdown, you get a dropdown body. When you click on it again, it will close. Also, when you click outside it, it will close. When you click on it, it will stay, right? So that's our first example. So our next example is tabs. So here we say that we have a variable tab which has its initial value foo, and then we have an attribute class where we say that we need to have active as a class on button when tab equals foo, or it needs to be active here on this button when tab equals bar. Right? And when we click on it, we say that the variable tab is bar, and here we say that the variable tab is foo, and then here we show the right content for tab foo or for tab bar, right? Okay, so let's see how this looks like. So we save this. So now we see that foo is active. When we click on bar, we'll see that bar becomes active. So this is how we can manage tabs within alpine.js. Great. So for the last example, I have used a prefetch mechanism. So what you can do is you can put .html content into another file, like for example this one, hello and partial. And then we can say that mouse enter once, we prefetch partial.html. And then we say that when we have the response that we need to put the HTML into the inner HTML of ref.dropdown, and ref.dropdown is here, /ref is dropdown, right? So when we gonna test this out, you will see that we first need something. So when I want to test this out, you will see that he has some problems. He cannot load must be HTML or HTTPS for course requests, right? So what we can do, we can use npx to the rescue, yeah! So with npx HTTP server, we can just get and grab the HTTP server program from npm, and here we go. He started it at this address. So what we can do now is we can copy this address. We can put it here. Right, and when we now look at open dropdown, we see hello and partial. So he loads our partial, right? And I think even when you go to network, you will see that he has loaded our partial. And that's awesome, right? So with this kind of trick, you can very easily build up specific HTML pages, code, and so on. So this, I think, is a very nice mini framework when you need to create a very small website and you don't want to use Angular, React, or Vue.js. Well, then this can come into play and will help you a lot with having small additions to your website or web application without using a big framework. And also, you don't want to use jQuery anymore, it's old school, so this is a very good alternative to use when you want to build up a website and don't want to use, for example, jQuery, or on the other spectrum, React, Angular, or Vue.js. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. And please subscribe to this channel. Bye.